Hello guys, welcome back. To continue my portal series, I am going to discuss a very interesting widget today. Okay, let's take an example. If you open the portal which is already created in the system, okay, this portal, service portal. Okay, so this can be opened by this suffix sp. So this is the complete portal page, and in this portal, we have different page, and those different pages contains the different widgets. Let's take an example of this widgets, my open incident. What this widget is showing is this is showing all the open incident which already exists in the system as of now. Okay, so these are the incident which are already existing in the system. So how we are displaying this data on our portal? So we are going to create a similar kind of widget. I have taken a similar kind of example, but we will be creating that widget from scratch. Okay, so what is the use case? Use case is this emergency change request. We need to display all the emergency change requests existing in the system using this tabular format. Okay. And whenever we click on this, let's suppose this is one change request. We are displaying the change number, short description, requested by, and this is the click button. So whenever we click on this button, we will be opening this record as well. Okay. So this is the complete use case for today's video. If I verified, you can open the change request table and you will be seeing all the emergency change with matching with these number. Okay, so how we can create all this? Okay, so as I already explained, whenever you are designing a portal, the essential component of portal is the widget. Okay, so this is the one widget we need to create first. Okay, thereafter we need to put this widget on our portal page. Okay, so in today's video we are going to create widget. In my next video I'll be explaining how we can create a portal and how we can create the pages and how we can frame those pages on the portal. Okay, and how we can add the widgets using the container on the different pages. Okay, so but this is again I thought a very interesting use case you should all be knowing. Okay, because if you're working in a live project, we kept on getting such kind of requirement where we need to display different kind of data. Let's suppose approval data, open incident, or from any report data. Okay, so without wasting time, what I'm doing, I'm going to our personal developer instance. Okay, so sp widget is the table where we need to create the uh, sorry, dot list. Okay, I'm opening all the widgets which are created in the system in list view. Okay, and clicking on new. Okay, I'm giving the name emergency change request. Okay, give the ID as well. Now, so whenever you start any development, you cannot achieve that development until and unless you break the requirement in the chunks. Okay, so what I am doing here is what we are going to create is we are going to create a widget that will show the emergency change request. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to show this data in the tabular format. Okay, so all this data must be created in the HTML side. Okay, so what I need to do is first create a table. Okay, even if I start this emergency change request, this button also needs to create it, because whenever we click on this button, get emergency change data, this data will be displayed. Okay, so create a button. Okay, then we need to create a table where we will be displaying the data. So whenever we click on button, what happens? One function runs on the client side. Okay. So what will be doing? Function on the client side. Okay. Thereafter, from where we will be getting this data? From the change table we are getting the data. So on the server side of a script, we are writing the query to fetch the change data. Okay. In server side, fetch change data. Okay. So whenever you click on this client side, it will fetch the change data. So there must be some relation between the client and server as well to flow the data. Okay. So uh, flow data between client and server. Okay. And whenever you get the change data on the server side, you need to send the data back to client and from client to HTML part. Okay. So these are the five major points we need to work around. Okay. Hope you get and create a understanding what we are going to achieve in this widget. Now I'm erasing this. First thing first, this is the design. Okay, you should also get the design from your client whenever you are working on a live project. So the first thing is what we need to do is we are showing this emergency change request. Thereafter this button. So I'm going to create these two things first. Fine. One heading I'm creating, and in the heading, what I'm doing is I'm writing. Guys, I used to go bit slow so that the understanding will be clear with all of you. Okay, a lot of beginner also watching this video. Okay, let me close this as of now. Second thing is the button. Okay, so how we can create a button using the button tag. I'm taking class. Okay, and on click of this button, we need to run a function. So we need to use ng click. Already explained in my previous video. If you haven't watched, please go and watch the ng directives video. First part, a function. Get change request. Okay, and the button name is get emergency change data. Okay. So now this function needs to be created on the blank script. Again, I am taking this scope variable. The communication is easy with this scope. So dollar scope is equals to. Okay. So what I have done, I have created a button and the function related to that button. Okay. Now I just need to create the table as well. So the syntax for the table is table take water. And in the table we need to create row and the columns. So let's start the tr tag, and within the tr we need to create column. So first column will be change number. One, two, three, four column. Okay. Next one is short description. What is the third one? Third one is requested by. Change request. Okay. So if I see this, something like this we have created until now. So next is what? Whenever we click on this button, get emergency change data, server side will listen this command. Okay. So for this, we have already explained in my previous video. What we need to do is we need to use this scope dot server dot get. Okay, I'm creating an action here, something like this get change. Okay, and when we get the response from the server, we need to use that response as well. Okay, so function and response parameter. Okay, so now going back to our server side of code now. So what we need to do in the server side of scripting? Okay, we need to write whenever we get any input with the action name this. Okay, get change. Whenever we click on this button, this action will get triggered. Okay, so whenever we get this action, what I need to do is we need to fetch the change data. Okay, so because there will be multiple data, I'm creating an array where something change array equals to this. Okay, now same thing. Let me zoom a little bit. How we can fetch the data using the glide record query where gr equals to new glide record and from which table? Change table. Change underscore request. Okay, and do I need to fetch all the change? No, we need to fetch only the change with type emergency. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm doing so matching. Doing this so matching will create a encoded query that we need to use here. Gr dot add encoded query. Okay, type whatever you copied from that encoded query. Query the data. Let me align this to here. Okay, so while gr dot next. So whenever we get any data, we need to push that data into this. We need to create a array where this complete JSON will be passed. Okay, so we need to push it. What is happening again in this? Okay, so what all detail we need to push? These details like change number, description, requested by. Okay, And for opening the record, we need the sys so we are passing the sys as well. Okay, so number equals to what? Gr dot number dot string. Okay, I'm copying this and 2, 3, 4. Second is short description. Third will be requester. Okay, and fourth ID. So it will be gr dot short underscore description gr dot requester underscore by. Okay, this is the backend name of this requested by this. Okay, and because this is an reference kind of column, what we need to do is we need to do the get display value to fetch the display value. So it will be here requested by dot yeah, display. There will be no to string because it is an reference kind of field. Fine, then gr dot sys underscore id dot string. Okay, so our server side code is completed. We can fetch the data, and because we need to uh, send this data back to client as well. Okay, as in response. So how we pass the response using the data variable. So I need to save data dot change array equals to this change array. Okay, because we will get the data in this change array now. Fine. So our server side script is complete. Okay, what we are doing here, we are fetching the change data. Okay, and saving all those parameter we required in this change array. Okay, and there we wanted to get the response, so that's why I have saved this in data dot change array variable. Okay, now coming back to our client part, we need, because we need to receive this code as well. Okay, so on the client side, we need a variable on this client side as well. What I'm doing here is I'm creating a variable called, how we create, I'm using this scope variable in change called change request. Okay, and I am creating another variable is record equals to false. Why this variable? I am creating this variable just because we did not have any record. Okay, there is no emergency change exist. We can show some message like there is no emergency change request, or it will only run where there is at least one change request. Okay, so that's why I have taken this variable scope dot is record as in false now. So now, initially, what will be the value of this? Initially, it will be under this function, it will be false. Okay, now what we will say whenever we get the response from the server in this variable, what we wanted to save is this data dot change dot array equals to response dot. Hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, and if we get some value, we will do this too. Okay, so this completes our client side of code, not completely, but first what we need to do is we now currently we are having the data change data in this variable. Okay, so we need to access it, and because there were multiple record, this change request is having an JSON array. Okay, so let's suppose 10 change emergency change, so it is having the 10 record. Okay, so to access the multiple requests, what we need to do is we need to do an ng repeat. Okay, so because all the change data we need to get within below this columns. So what I'm doing here, I'm copying this. It will avoid writing again and again. So yes, okay, and here we will get the value. Okay, so I'll write ng repeat equals to some variable. Okay, I'll access all those value using that variable. So x in what this change request. Okay, so here what I'll get in the first th, what we will get? We will get the number. So this x dot. Okay, I save this number as in what? Yes, it is number sd then request. So x dot number, then ph will be entirely difficult. I'll let you know, huh? So it will be st and then request. Okay, and here we need to again create a button. Okay, so okay, it will be a button called, let's say, open request or something. Open. Okay, so if it is button, we need to give a class equals to button primary, ng click equals to, again I need to create a function. Let's say open change. Okay, so declare this function again here in the client side. So let me minimize this, no? Okay, and it will be not at this server side but the client. My bad. So how we can declare a function is scope dot the function name, sorry, the function name, function. Okay, so how we are opening, where URL, we need to create an URL to open something. URL will be this instant name. Yes, until that's this id equals to. Okay, to create a record we need to pass, this is the common URL. Okay, and thereafter we need to give the sysid. Okay, so URL equals to plus. Okay, we need to pass, first we need to fetch the sysid here. So how we can pass x dot this parameter. Okay, sit here, give some variable name here and same variable will be used here. Okay, so what will happen, this sys id, like whatever variable you are, whatever value you are passing here, this will come here using the function, and we are using the same value here. Okay, so window open a record, window dot open. Makes sense. Now, one more thing I have not considered is here. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new div. Okay, and in the div I'm using ng if, because if there is something we get in this div, in this ng, in this edge record column. Okay, so ng if equals to, why it isn't copied, is record if this is true, and when this will get true, this will get true here. Okay, is record, let me do one more thing, and change request. What is the change request? This value. Okay, so if there is at least a change, the length will be greater than 0. Okay, taking class equals to, we will response. Fine. And what I need to do is then cut from here and paste it here. So time to check our code. Okay, so we are getting this emergency change request. Okay, and whenever we click on this, we are getting the change data as well. This is the change number, short description. Okay, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changes. Okay, you can match it from here. Okay guys, so if I click on this open change, it is opening the change in the next tab. Okay, so this is similar to this, but because we have used some CSS here to look it beautiful. Okay, you can create your CSS as well. Okay, I'm not going to create this CSS in the live class because it will make this video too long. But if you want an reference, I have already prepared the CSS data for this. Here it is, this. Okay, you can copy it from here. This. Okay. Let's suppose we how the CSS will work. Let's suppose this H2. Okay. So for this H2 heading, we have this CSS code. Okay. It will make this H2 from normal look to this beautiful look. Okay, similarly we have we have for button as well. For this button primary component, it will change this button to green color and do border and other things, pretty basic things. Okay, in the table it is adding the margin bits to make it look beautiful. Okay, so again I am testing. If I click on this emergency change request, okay, it is giving me a table like this. Clicking on open change, opening the change in the new record. So guys, here is our use case is complete for today. If you like the video, please leave your comment. Please leave your comment. The only thing I'm asking you to leave a good comment, share it with your friend. If you can do a favor me, share it with your share it on your LinkedIn page as well. Thank you so much. Tag me. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.